back to Alive Yoga. My name is Brandon, and today we're going to go through a little hip mobility routine. You can use it as a warm-up for a run, an exercise, a different workout program you may be doing, or you can also use it as a recovery tool for if you feel like your legs and your hips are a little beat up. So here we go. So to start, what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of do like a little mini test on ourselves. So we're going to just start and get into what called Moasana or a yogi squat. So I just want you to come to your mat. Doesn't really matter where you're at. Put your feet about shoulder hips distance apart. You can open your feet, rotate them out a little bit if you like, or try to keep them straight, whatever you'd like. And all you're going to do is I know you're not really warmed up or whatnot, but we're just going to kind of see how we're feeling, right off the jump here. So we're just going to kind of squat down and just kind of see where you're at. Just kind of take a little mental note of your how your hips are feeling and kind of the depth in which you can go into your squat. So stand up from here. We don't want to kill ourselves right off the beginning here. So how we're going to start today, we're going to go down onto our backs into Supta Baddha Konasana. So from here, we're on our backs, feet together, kind of match them up evenly, big toes with your big toes, heels with heel. You don't have to bring them in super close, but just kind of let your body relax here for a minute, and we're going to center ourselves before we start. So just while you're here, just kind of focus in on your breathing. Nice big inhales and exhales. Feeling the belly rise and fall. Good. One more time. In real deep. Feel the belly up and exhale. Push the belly to the spine. Now let's take our feet onto the mat, about hips distance apart. And we're going to warm up the pelvis a little bit, do some pelvic rotations, some pelvic tilts. So I just want you to arch your back away from the floor. So you should be able to kind of slide your hand underneath your back here. Arch away, and then I want you to flatten it, pushing your belly button down to the back, to the front of your spine, and really flattening out your low back. We're just going to rotate a couple times. We're going to inhale, come up, exhale, flatten. Inhale, arch up. Exhale, flatten. Inhale, come up. Exhale, flatten. Good. From here, now let's find a neutral position. You're not going to be too arched or too flat. Take your feet just a little bit wider apart. And now we're just going to kind of do what I like to call hip wipers. We're going to let our hips and our knees fall over to the right side. For a breath, inhaling, come back up, letting them rotate over to the other side. So inhale back to center, exhale to the side. Inhale to center, exhale to the side. Inhale to center, exhale to the side. Inhale center, exhale side. Back to neutral, knees up, feet on the ground still. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to do a little bit of marching with our feet. So push your heels out just a little bit farther apart, holding that neutral pelvis, and we're just going to lift the right leg up and place it back down. Left leg up, back down. One more time each side. Right leg, left leg, and back down. Now we're going to straighten our left leg. Let's hug our right knee into our chest. And then we're going to kind of bring it across the middle of our body just a little bit. And let's angle our ankles over as well, kind of rotating over. And then we're going to slowly push out with that leg all the way straight, hovering above the ground, gradually rotating out, externally rotating your foot, bringing your leg up to the side, coming off kind of like almost like a tree pose on the ground. And then we're going to come back up to center, rotating and bringing that knee in, pushing, kind of like you're sliding your inner arch along your shin, and then you're going to rotate over, coming back up to the side, coming back over, rotating that foot and sliding that arch along the shin, rotating out, coming back up and around, and holding in the middle. Take a quick grab of your leg, bring it into your side. Now we're going to do the same thing, just in the opposite direction. So we're going to let our leg open first, push down to the side, rotate over, slide that arch up the shin, back to center. 2 more times. Open up, push down, rotate over, sliding that foot up the shin, coming back to center. Last time, open up, pushing down, rotating over, sliding up that leg, coming back to center. From here, just a quick grab on the knee, bring it in towards your chest, and then let's switch legs. Left leg up. Left leg up here. Same idea. We're going to cross the midline first. Let our arch kind of slide down that shin. Open up to the side. Rotate out. Bringing that knee up to the side. Back to center. Rotating inward. Pushing that foot down the front of that shin. Rotating out. Coming up to the side here. Back to center. One more time this direction. Sliding that foot down the shin. Rotating over. Coming up out to the side. Trying to hover that leg as close to the ground as possible as you can. Come back to center. Take a quick hold. Opposite direction. Open up. Push down. Gliding that ankle and that foot across the floor. Rotating over. Sliding that shin up the leg, or excuse me, the foot up the shin. Same thing one more time, or 2 more times here. Push out, come down, rotate over and in, slide up the shin, back to center. One more time, slide out, rotate over, come back in, bringing your knee towards your chest. Let's grab the other leg now. Just grab both knees, bring your chest, do a little rocking on the low back, move around a little bit. And then let's roll up to the top here. Coming up, we're going to go coming into a child's pose now. So big toes together, knees wide enough for your hips to kind of fit in between. And we're just going to walk our hands out. And relax here for a second. One more breath here. So over here, let's just reach our fingertips a little bit farther. Kind of place our elbows down on the ground. Bring our thumbs up, make a fist, and we're going to pull ourselves forward, bringing our hips towards the ground, keeping our knees where they're at. And so we're going to push back, kind of pushing back in that child's pose, coming forward, pushing your hips towards the ground, making sure your core is active, kind of like you're doing almost like a plank with your forearms and your upper body. And then we're going to push back, come back forward for 3. Inhale on the way back. Exhale, come forward. One more time here. Inhale on the way back. Exhale, push forward. Good. From here, come up onto your hands and your knees to start. Now, I want you to kind of disengage your big toes together, and you're going to kind of put your foot out to the side here. You can see my right leg is kind of out. It's kind of going to be what's called a frog position. I'll move over just a little bit here. So we're going to kind of be here, kind of back it down onto our forearms again. And we're not going to go all the way forward this time. We're just going to kind of come back. And just kind of push yourself into your hips a little bit. You're going to feel some resistance, some tightness in your hips and your groin. So we're just going to find that area. Shouldn't be too overly painful or discomforting. It shouldn't feel great, but don't try to hurt yourself here. Just a light push back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, let's push back. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhale, push back. One more time, inhaling to the front. Exhaling to the back. Good. Now peel yourself up. Carefully come out of that frog position. It is a little bit of a stretch on those hips, so you got to make sure you're careful. Now we're going to just kind of put our wrist under our shoulders. Elbows, wrists, shoulders, nice and straight line. Knees and hip into a nice line as well. And we're just going to warm up the spine a little bit just to make sure we're safe. We're going to do a cat-cow. We're going to inhale, arching the back. Exhale, flexing it forward. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round it out. 2 more times. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round it out. Last one. Inhale and exhale. So now we're going to do some more hip work. So we're going to start with our left hip here. We're going to do what's called fire hydrants. It's kind of like a dog going to the bathroom on a fire hydrant. So you're going to be here. Same positioning with your hands right under your shoulders. Hips and knees kind of right in line with each other. And we're going to take our left hip, raise it up to the side, like you're a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Rotate it back, extending that hip up, bringing it down, pulling that hip up, and that knee right to your chest. Come back to neutral, hover that leg. Inhale it up. Bring it back, engage the glute. Extend the hip as far as you can. Coming forward, bringing that knee into your chest. Back to neutral. Open up. Rotate over. Extend that hip, engage the glute. Come forward. Bring it into your chest. Good. Take a quick second rest. Move your hands if you have to. Take some weight off your arms. Now we're going to do the same thing, just in the reverse order. So first we're going to come up into the chest, bringing the leg back, extending the hip, activating the glute, opening up to the side, coming back down, coming up to the middle, pushing back up, opening to the side, coming back to center. One more time. Bring it up to your chest. Extend that hip, activate that glute. Open up, bring it up to your side, and back down. Good. Now I'm just going to flip over and we're going to do the other side. So now we should be doing our right hip, or if you started on your left side or your right side, now you're doing the opposite side. Same idea here. Hands under our shoulders, knees under our hips. If you need to cat-cow yourself to get in a good neutral spine, do that. And then we're going to come up, open up to the side, rotate up, push back, activate the glute, push up a little bit, come forward, bringing the knee to your chest. Come back to neutral, open up, pee on the fire hydrant, rotate up, activate that glute, coming back, bringing that knee into your chest. Neutral, up and out, rotate, extend the hip, activate the glute, bringing that knee into your chest. Reset to neutral one last time, open up, rotate, bring into your chest. And relax for a second, shake out your hands. Now we're going to go the opposite direction. So from here we're going to start knee into our chest, pushing the hip back, extending the hip, activating that glute, rotating the leg over, coming off to the side, peeing on that fire hydrant, coming back down the neutral. Letting that knee hover, bring it up to your chest, extend back,
open up, come back forward, back to neutral. Knee to chest, push back, extend the glute, extend the hip, activate the glute. Open up to the side, coming down, back to neutral, and relax. Good. Now I'm going to reposition myself here. Now we're going to go into a low lunge, something if you've seen some of my videos you may be familiar with. Stepping our left leg forward, putting the right toes onto the ground, gripping the floor with your big toe here on the left side. Excuse me. Activating that arch a little bit. We're going to do some hip flexor pulsing. So we're going to kind of just push our hips forward, feeling a stretch, taking a couple seconds in the stretch, backing off, extending this leg. If you want, you can kind of practice a half split here, bringing your hands forward, coming back, activating that right glute, pushing that hip forward, opening up the chest, making sure your chest is nice and proud and tall, and come back, reaching over that leg, half split, coming back up, pushing the hips forward, come back, over to that half split, one more time, come back to the top of that low lunge, pushing that hip forward. Now this time, I want you to really try to drive your right leg into the ground best you can. So you're just going to kind of activate the hip, kind of like you're dragging this foot forward, kind of come up to your other knee. So you just push down, push into that hip, activate the hip. You should kind of feel the front of that hip work and the glute should be firing a little bit. And then relax, really just sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. Should give you a couple extra degrees of motion there. A little PNF stretching, a little cheat code if you will. Let the body relax a little bit. And good, come back. Let's switch sides here. Left knee down, right leg up to the front. Like I said, activate that big toe, kind of grip it into the ground here. Flatten that back foot out. Reach forward, stretching out that left hip flexor now. If you need to, you can put your hand on your low back and your glute here to kind of feel the push a little bit. And let's come back into that half split recovery spot here. Coming back up, pushing that hip forward. Activating that glute to push yourself forward. And making sure that you kind of keep your ribs down also. You don't want to really arch up and put yourself in a bad position. Lock those ribs in place, pushing the hips forward. The motion should be coming from this area of your body. Push forward real nice. And then let's come back into that half split. Trying to keep the toes on the ground if you can. Or you can pull them up too. It's a different sensation and stretch. Plant the foot back on the ground. Push forward. Coming into that low lunge. Keeping the ribs tucked in. Activating that glute. Feeling a good old stretch in that hip flexor. And let's come back one last time into this back position. Half split here. Come back up to the top again. Pushing forward. Now we're going to do that same thing that we did last time. We're going to push this hip into the ground, trying to bring it forward. So push, activate the hips. Feel it in the front, feel it in the back. The whole leg should kind of get a little action here because you're just pushing into the ground as hard as you can. So activate, and then let's relax and try to sink a little bit more forward into that stretch. Good. From here, I'm going to turn to the side so you can kind of see a front angle. We're going to be standing on our knees, coming up, taking the left leg out. The heel can be just about a couple inches in front of this knee, but this knee, your left knee is going to be pointing straight out. Your right knee is going to be on the ground here. Kind of put your hands on your hips if you like, or a hand on this knee, or whatever is more comfortable. And all we're going to do is we're going to drive our hips over to the side here. You're going to feel it in this right quad, right adductor, your groin muscles. Good stretch for the groin here. If you need to, move your leg out a little bit. And we're going to pulse here, coming off to the side. Coming back up. Let's inhale and let's exhale on the stretch. Inhale, come up. Exhale, stretch over. Inhale, come up. Exhale, stretch over. Last one, we're just going to give it a little hold. Feel a good stretch in that groin. And come back up. Left knee down, right foot up. Turn it out. That right heel and foot can kind of just be a few inches in front of this, the line that's kind of right in front of your left knee here. And same idea. Hand on the right knee on the right hand, left hand on the hip. And we're going to inhale and push and open up to the side. Inhale, come back. Exhale, back into that stretch. Inhale, back. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, come back. One last time. Exhale, stretch. Let's hold this one a little bit. Feel a good stretch in that inner groin, inner thigh there. Good. Come back. Knee back down. Now let's stand up. Make our way back to the top. And we're just going to do a couple more hip opening activities here. Very similar to what we did on the ground, but now we're going to be standing, incorporating a little bit of balance in here. So you're going to take all your weight on your left leg. We're going to be moving the right leg around in space. So we're going to go, bring your knee up to your chest. Hold it here to start. Open up to the side. Bring it down. Don't let it touch. Rotate over. Come up. Open up. Back down. Rotate over. Come up. Open. Back down. Rotate over. One last time. Up. Open. Down. Good. Let your foot touch the ground for a second. Do the same thing, opposite direction. So we're going to come from the ground, open up, like you're stepping over a baby gate, coming up to the front, going back. Come back, up, step over, and down. One more time here, up, or out, up, then over, and back down. A little bit of bounce, a little bit of mobility work, kind of all in the same here. So plant the right leg, bring that knee up to your chest. Use your hand if you need to. Open up, come back down, rotate, hover the foot, coming up, opening up, back down, rotate, come up, open, and back. And kind of when you're coming back in this position, your heel should almost kind of be going behind that other heel. Come back to center, relax, shake out the legs a little bit. Same thing, opposite direction here. So kind of bring that foot back like we were just talking about. Coming up, step over that little gate, come down. Coming out to the side, coming up, over, and back down. One more time. Over to the side, coming up, step over that little gate, and come back down. Good. We did those. Now we're just going to do a couple more things here, and we're going to kind of do a couple more stretches and kind of finish off. So open up your feet, wide leg stance here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to shift our hips over, nice proud chest, putting some weight into this right heel, reaching over, feeling a stretch on this side. You can keep your hands on your hips, hands on your thighs if you need to. Try not to really bear weight down on yourself. Try to stay up nice and tall. Come over to the side, come back to center, over to the other side. So let's incorporate our breathing with this. Inhale to center, exhale to the side. Inhale to center, exhale to the side. Inhale to center, exhale to the side. One more time each side. Inhale, exhale, stretch. Inhale, center, exhale, stretch to the side. Come back to center. Come back standing in the center of your mat. Now a little post test. We're going to go to the same exact yogi squat we did in the beginning. So kind of find your positioning. Then all you're going to do is drop down. Kind of feel the difference. If you can lock your elbows in to your inside of your knees here and push out a little bit. Feel another little stretch in the groin. A little mohasana, never hurt anybody. So you're just kind of here. Quick stretch just to kind of notice what you felt in the first one. You know, personally, I feel a lot more opening in my hips and my groin. I feel like I got a little bit lower here. So just to kind of feel the mobility work that we did, and then we're going to finish off real quick on our back. A couple stretches, and we will be done. So you're going to come here on your back, bring both knees into your chest, and let them kind of just fall over to the side. Putting your arms in a cactus position or goalpost arms, however you prefer. And let's just breathe and stretch out the low back and twist out here. Good. From here, let's come back to center. Give the knees a quick hug. And then roll on over to the left side. Opening up the right arm, that right chest. Just relaxing and breathing. And let's come back to center. Knees into your chest. Arms go on the inside of your knees, grabbing your big toes or your outside of your feet. We're going to come into a happy baby. Good. From here, extend yourself out into Shavasana corpse pose. Let your body settle in here. Did a lot of focused exercises for your hips, for the joint health, for your mobility. We didn't do any vinyasas or heavy flows, just a kind of restorative practice. And just relax. Bring your awareness to your breath. Just let it rise and fall of your belly button as you breathe. As your body melts to the floor. One big deep inhale. Exhale, let it all out. Roll on over to your side. Pushing yourself up. Coming off the ground into a seated position. Eyes can still be closed if you'd like. Hands in prayer in front of your chest. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you liked this a little something different. Hope your hips feel really good. If you liked the video, hit the like button, share it on any media platforms that you have, and subscribe to the channel so you can get updates on when new videos come out. Thank you so much.